Hey guys, welcome to a Has Been Gaming video, and today we're going to be seeing if it's worth playing / buying Call of Duty Black Ops 1 in 2022. Now, for me, Black Ops is top notch. It's, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty, but that's probably because I'm biased against it. It's mainly the first one that I played a lot, so that's probably why. So the first thing to talk about in this game is we've got 3 different game modes to go into. So we've obviously got the campaign, multiplayer, and the zombies. So first of all, let's talk about the campaign. So as soon as you load into the game, you're sat in a chair, completely clueless of what's going on, and so is the person or the character that's sat in a chair as well. You play as a person called Alex Mason, and basically he knows nothing, completely clueless. All his memories, they're wiped. He has no clue. And as you go through the missions, you start to replay some of his memories, and he starts to get, bits and pieces here back. And then obviously as you go on through all the different missions, you slowly piece together what's going to happen in the campaign, and obviously towards the end everything makes sense. Now, Black Ops has been quite an extensive series. There's obviously 4, and there's some characters even in World at War that appear in Black Ops, so I won't spoil it too much. I'm going to assume that you've played Black Ops, and that's why you're watching the video, a little bit of a nostalgic trip, or something like that. But yeah, I would recommend playing the campaign, because it is a very good campaign. It's a little over 7 hours I think it takes to complete, but obviously that depends on if you just speed run it through like the easiest difficulty, or you go veteran and try and get every single bit of collectible in the game, but it averages about 7 hours. So, as I said, I would recommend it. I think is a really good campaign. It's up there, one of the best that I've played of Call of Duty, so, yeah, I would recommend it. So, second of all, we're going to talk about the multiplayer. Now, as you can see on screen here, I've got some gameplay of me, just basically playing a match of TDM. Now, you can find TDM games pretty easy, I would say, because, well, it took me about 2 minutes. It was searching for 2 minutes the first time I tried to find a game, and it didn't connect. It kicked me out, and it basically was like, you've been disconnected from Xbox Live, or something like that. Not actually the server, but like the Call of Duty server, whatever. And then I just went back in it, and within 10 seconds, I found a match. So TDM's mainly what everyone's playing on there. There's still a little bit of a community going on. It is a bit lively, I suppose. There's I think last time I went on there was like 400 players or something. But I'll put a little clip on the screen now going down the different game modes that are available to play. So there's a couple of people in Search and Destroy. There's a couple of people in Domination. Other than that, you're not really going to find a game anywhere else. I think that's just how it is. I'm not too sure how the servers are on PlayStation and on PC. I'm pretty sure you can get, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, the Plutonium thing you can download. I'll be doing a video on that soon, probably. But you can get Black Ops 1 in that, Black Ops 2, etc. So they have their own servers. It's unofficial, so I haven't played a multiplayer game on there yet, so I don't know if you actually earn XP and go through the ranks and everything. But there's definitely servers out there, and you can play it, and it's exactly the same as a normal game. But that's only on PC. But anyway, I'll do another video about that in the future. But yeah, going on to the multiplayer, I think it still holds up. Obviously, the graphics aren't as good as the modern day, like Warzone and Modern Warfare, and obviously Modern Warfare 2 that's been coming out. But apart from the graphics, I feel like the gameplay really holds up. I had a fun time playing it. Again, I don't know if that's nostalgia kicking in, but I could probably easily sit there for hours. I mean, I got into it probably about 6 months ago. I was like rank, I think, 17, level 17, or something like that, because I don't know what happened. For some reason, I didn't play it on this account, or I reset it, or whatever. But yeah, I had to go through the ranks, and I prestiged and whatever. But it was quite good playing it, and there was still a load of people playing it, obviously. One little hack if you do want to find a game, I only know this on the Xbox 360. It might work on the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure it does as well, but once you find a game, it may take a little bit to find a game, but once you find a game, you can just go to your recent players and just join their session, and that's the easiest way to find the game. That's how I would do it anyway, and that's how I did do it. And usually, out of the 12 people you meet, I mean, in this game, I'm pretty sure if I show you at the end, or I might have already shown it, because I'm obviously commentating post recording. There was 12 people in my lobby, so it was a full lobby. But anyway, about the actual multiplayer. So the maps in it, I think personally, are iconic really, because you've got ones like Nuketown, Firing Range, Summit. You know, there's all fan favourites in there. I mean, Nuketown's been remastered probably about 20 times. I don't think it's actually 20, it's probably like 8 times, but there's been loads of different variations of Nuketown. I can't remember what Call of Duty it was now, but I definitely played Summit. I think on Call of Duty Mobile, they've remastered a load of maps. I know that's only mobile, so they don't really care. They don't make any new maps. They just plug a load of old ones in. But it just shows you that if these maps have been remastered and put in other games, and you know how much people love them, it just shows you that they were fan favourites and they still are fan favourites, and people still really want to play them. So you know, if you're gonna if you've got this game, or if you were thinking of getting it, I definitely would recommend multiplayer, because it's just so fun. I find, you know, there's no sliding, no jumping. You can dolphin dive in this one, which obviously was, you know, it's not very useful, but it's fun to do. But yeah, I mean, also you could talk about the guns in the game. I think they were all well balanced. I mean, obviously you had some patches throughout the year, but my favourite was the Commando Suppressed. Annoyingly, you go all the way to rank 45, and you only have 10 levels to use it before you prestige. So, or is it 44? I can't remember, but it was late on, and that always used to wind me up. But Commando Suppressed was probably my favourite weapon. I mean, you've got really good guns in there, like Spaz 12 Suppressed. Everyone used to use that. AK-47, AK-47 for you. AK-40. Oh god, I can't even speak. But that one, and then you've also got the Galil, AUG. I mean, all people used to use all different types of weapons, but it was quite nice that there was quite a huge variety. And you know, I think Commando Suppressed was probably the favourite. Maybe that's just my favourite, but I know a lot of people used to use that. But yeah, I mean, as I said, the guns I think were amazing in this game. The maps, I mean, they've been remastered, put in other games, so it just shows you how much of a staple these maps are. And the player base currently is good enough to find a game. Obviously, if you want to play TDM, it's good enough. If you want to do something a bit more specialist, let's say, then you might not be able to find a game. I don't know if it's the same on PC or whatever, but yeah. So I would recommend definitely going back to play this. Like, if you had a couple of mates that had Call of Duty, especially the backwards compatibility that you can have with the newer Xbox, you can play 360 games or whatever. So, you know, even if you've got the newer Xbox, you can go back and play these games, and you know, it's a lot easier than banking on everyone to still have a 360, you know, because obviously this game is, I don't know how many years old it is. I think it's like 10 or 12 years old. I mean, it is old. But yeah, I would definitely recommend playing this game, because I just think it's fun, really. And, you know, it's a bit different, and it's a bit of a nostalgia trip, and yeah, it's all around just a good game. So the last game mode we're going to talk about is zombies. So for many people, I would say Black Ops 1 was probably their first zombies. I mean, I did play World at War. I didn't buy any of the DLC straight away. But my first, like, proper experience where I got into it was definitely Kino. And fun little fact about Kino is it was supposed to be a fourth DLC for World at War. However, when they were going to release it, it was going to be released too close to Modern Warfare 2 that they didn't bother, because they didn't have enough time, and they were just worried that people weren't going to buy it and just wait for the new Call of Duty. So just imagine if Kino never was launched on Black Ops 1, would zombies still be the same today? Honestly, I don't know if I could answer that. it could be, it could not be. But anyway, I'm glad that it did launch with the game. So obviously you got zombies, you got the wonder weapon like Thunder Gun. That's the first one straight away. Obviously still got the ray gun, but that was in World at War. But yeah, so the maps, we've got Kino der Toten. You've also got 5, which is a bit of a challenging map compared to Kino. You know, it's a lot tighter, a lot more, I just want to say, like, annoying, especially with the Pentagon thief running around nicking your shit. It's not ideal, but it was a different challenge that I suppose we hadn't really seen. I mean, I guess you could say Verrückt was a bit of a challenge, but again, if we're just speaking purely Black Ops, I feel it was really good that they launched with 2 maps, because you had the easy one that you can get to the high rounds and just have a casual game, and then for the more, I forgot the word, but for the people that were hardcore fans, I guess you'd say, the more hardcore people would play a bit of 5 and, you know, really try and get to those higher rounds, try and think of these tactics, you know, try and train in small spaces, everything like that. So that's what comes with the main game. Now, if you were going to play the main game by itself or buy the main game, I'd definitely say it's worth it for console, because you can get it for like £5, I'm pretty sure, or something cheap like that. So yeah, it's not really that much of an expense, and if you had a load of friends and you all just put a £5 in and played it all like through your Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, I think it's definitely worth it. But however, on Steam, I'm pretty sure it costs £30. So I wouldn't buy it on Steam, I don't think, because at £30 with no DLC, it's a lot of money. But speaking of which, DLC on the game, so there was 4 DLC packs for this game, and I remember waiting for every DLC to come out, and they'd have that advert. I forgot what the guy's name is, but he would just fill in for you whatever you were doing. I remember there was an advert where there was a man and his wife, and she was going into labour, and he filled in being a husband, I guess you could say. And he went home and played, I think it was the map pack with Ascension in. That was quite funny. I used to like that. 10-year-old me thought that was funny, or 12-year-old me, whatever it was. But yeah, so the DLCs, I definitely would say would be worth getting if you're going to get it for the zombies content. Because you have maps like, hold on, let me remember these now. So you've got Ascension, you've got Shangri-La, and Call of the Dead. All very good maps, but they're very different. So you have Ascension, which is basically an easier version than Kino. It's pretty much impossible to go down. Well, it's not impossible. It's very hard to go down if you know what you're doing and you're fully concentrated all the time. It's, you know, it's not the hardest thing in the world. You got Call of the Dead, which was a bit of a different one. There was no traps on that map, which was something I don't think we'd seen before at all. Every map had at least one trap or a couple of traps, apart from Knocked, obviously, but that's like very, very primitive. But other than that, I'm pretty sure every map there was some sort of trap on. And then we've also got Shangri-La. And people, when this first come out, people hated it. And I get why. It's hard. You know, people didn't like it. Same with Verrückt, really, I think. People didn't like how the difficulty level of it. Same as 5 as well. But I feel as it's aged very well. I mean, if you look at the zombie community, there's a load of people that love Shangri-La now and like actually choose to play that above other maps like Ascension and Kino and stuff like that. Probably because of the difficulty factor, and you know, it had one of the best wonder weapons in the game with the Baby Maker, where you just literally shrink them all, boot them in the face, kick them off the map, and that's job done. But yeah, I would, and the 4th DLC, sorry, before I forget, 4th DLC, the one with the 4 remastered maps and Moon. Now, Moon, for me, is a bit of a difficult one. It was the main one, the main map pack that I wanted. I remember when I was younger, I had Call of the Dead, and I brought the Moon one as well. And I used to play a lot of it, but now looking back on it, it's not an amazing map. However, I would buy this DLC purely because you get the remastered versions of the World of War maps, and that, for some of them, was my first experience playing through that. I played some on the World at War, but for a couple of them, that was my first experience playing on there. But I definitely would recommend buying the 4th DLC if you are going to buy a DLC, because they're still all £10 each. So, you know, you're going to be paying like 40 quid all in if you want everything. But that's my verdict on pretty much everything that there is in the game. Would I play this in 2022? 100%. 100% I'd go back. Get your mates on, have a bit of a nostalgic trip. Even if you're the only one with it, I would still go back, still play it. There's still a load of people. I'm pretty sure the last time I checked Zombies, which was today, there was 735 people on when I went on trying to find a game. The majority of them were on Kino. There's also a load of people on Ascension as well. But as you go down into the other maps, there's not really many people that are left on there. But anyway, final conclusion, I would recommend playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1 in 2022, 100%. Buying it, however, if you're on console, I would buy it. If you're on PC, I'm going to be uploading a video soon on how you can play it for free. So yeah, definitely don't buy it if you're on PC. But that's it for me today, and I will see you in the next video.